Go ahead.
1941, September. Business as usual for Harley Davidson. They're making as many machines as people will order. They made roughly 5,000 knuckleheads, and plus your WLs, plus your ULs, which are even more popular, depending on what dealership you're in, plus your sidecars. Business as usual. So what we have, as shown in the invoices, they introduced in limited quantities the 74-inch knucklehead. They knew they had a weak case problem, and starting in 1942 they changed to the rib case. The pre-war rib case and the war rib case and the 46 rib case are different. So they had less meat in 42. It's very subtle. You have to either know it or actually have the cases side by side to really be able to tell. But they are different. Starting in 42, they had the rib case for more meat. The earlier 41 F and FL series were the short rib case, and they were blowing up. They were blowing up prior to putting the 74-inch in it. Now they really have a problem. So they fixed it. But they also fixed some other stuff. As we know, anybody who's been a Harley aficionado knows, in 42, we went to war. December 7th, 1941, Pearl Harbor was bombed. We declared war, I believe it was the next day, and off we were. But there's some anomalies which are now coming to light. Starting in 42, we have a Dash 42 horn, we have a Dash 42 handlebars, we have Dash 42 Springer, we have a Dash 42 rockers. We have all kinds of welding going on. They had welds here. They had welds here on the fork. They had thicker raised castings on the rocker. All of a sudden you have welds on the frame. So what is going on? We have the earlier sweated frame here. We have the earlier sweated fork. We have the earlier sweated bars. We have the early rocker. We even have the early clutch handle. There's no center little slot here to get the cable in and out. So we're going to tell you what happened. Business as usual. This bike was made in September. We know they made about 1,800 knuckleheads in 1942. This is number 1457. It is an original untouched machine. The family who found it from the original owner, she has agreed to do an interview. We're going to put her on interview tomorrow, the daughter. The oral history that I'm going to ask her to recount tomorrow, which I'm not going to tell you right now because I want you to watch the oral history video and hear it from her herself. Her name's Stephanie, and she is one of the daughters of the doctor who found it from the original owner. So we can trace this bike back to when it was brand new, which I will get her to recount her version of what she remembers and any pertinent documentation that will hopefully be coming my way. What we know is this. A buddy of mine happens to have a 42, also happens to be a red one. It's in brand new condition. I mean, it's like brand new. As beautiful as that 98, 95th anniversary. It's like brand new. And I called him after I got this bike. I says, what's your motor number? He says, 1386. I says, go look at your bike. And he goes out there and looks at the bike. I says, what fork do you got? He says, I got a sweated fork. I says, the whole thing? He says, the whole thing. The whole thing's sweated, all the way down. It's all early. So they didn't change any of the welding. We've got a sweated frame. We've got a 41 everything on a 42 bike. They didn't change anything. But prior to going to war, all of a sudden they got welds. Well, they knew Pearl Harbor was coming. They had spies. They let it happen because we had a big pacifist movement in the United States that kept us out of the war for years. Starting in 38, we're sending everything over to England except men. Russia too. Machines, tanks, machine guns, and guess what? Everything we sent had no numbers. No numbers. No numbers. They're still finding WLAs buried in Europe with no numbers on them. In Cosmoline, buried in the ground, still today. But we started sending men when Japan declared war on us, when they bombed Pearl Harbor, we declared war back. Boom, we're in. Yay, we get to go to war. because it was go to war or be conquered. And they knew it was coming, and thank God we did, because the Nazis had the jump on us on the atomic bomb. If we had waited another 6 months, we'd all be speaking German or Japanese. That's the reality of it. We'd have been done. So we got the bomb first with the Manhattan Project. We won World War II, and here we are today. But this here is September 1941. This bike's in production in September of 1941. How do I know this? Because we had roughly 3 months and a week or so of production, and we went to war. And this, out of 1,800 bikes, this is number 1,457. So it's the 457th one off the line. Now we have some other anomalies. We have heavy-duty sidecar springs on this bike. They're not collapsed. I can tighten it down all the way down, and I can't even collapse the spring. They're sidecar springs. I can bottom out a regular set of springs, but not sidecar springs. And these are old. These are the same springs as when it was brand new. It's an F. It's not an FL. According to the books, they made 107 42 F models. That's it. That's all they made. So it's a very rare bike. As far as I'm aware, out of the 41 to 46, basically looks the same production. As far as, you know, you look at it, yeah, it looks like that to me. It's the rarest of, hey, send me one out, I'll take it, civilian production. It's the rarest of the rare, but it gets better. According to the literature, I had no idea until I got all those invoices. According to the invoices, at least pre-war, haven't got to the post-war stuff yet, but at least pre-war, if you got an E model or you got an F model, the only way you got one, a lower compression version, is because you ordered a commercial sidecar rig. Civilian guy like me or you, we walk in, we get an EL, or when they made them an FL. Want a sidecar, no problem. But we got an EL and we got an FL. If you're a commercial guy, your Rochester Police Department, your Joe Blow's Garage from Chevy, the gas station on the corner, and I want a commercial sidecar rig, that's what you got. You got an E or an F commercial sidecar rig. Because they went and ordered it because they wanted their color, their paint scheme, the colors of their garage, the color of Gulf Oil, their lettering on it, as shown in the invoices. They did it all right there at Harley Davidson. You want your own paint? Send it in. We got you. They got their paint from DuPont. It's right there in the letters. If you've been watching all the invoices I've been putting up, it's right there. DuPont, the largest paint supplier in the world. Guess what? Harley got their paint from DuPont too. Big surprise, but nobody's ever documented that I know of till now. It's in the letters that I put up. So we have a commercial F bike. Now if you come on over here, what we have here is a police fender right down here. Let's go. There is a police rear fender. That's what that hole is for. And as you see, there's no scratches for a siren. Never had one. And we have here factory custom, as per sketch, custom paint. When this bike was found, I'm supposed to get the photo, I haven't got it yet. It was also found with a red derby cover. If you look closely, this derby cover is a little darker black than the rest because it was put on by the doctor who found it. The original owner had a red derby cover, as per sketch, and he ordered a police bike, commercial sidecar, with civilian red. Now we have some Monroe Police Departments, Monroe County Sheriff, on the invoices, ordering their police bikes, civilian red, 2 of them. Now why would they do that? Well, A, they could get police silver. Well, maybe they don't want police silver. They could have police colors, whatever they want. Harley would do it. It's right there on the invoices. And if you want a civilian color on your police bike, no problem. Give us the money, we'll do it. But guess what? The police department got $100 off. That's like 10 grand a day. So this man, knowing it's going to be his own wheel, orders a civilian red with custom paint as per sketch, no police equipment, no sidecar equipment. It's never had a sidecar bike. Bring it over here, please. On the invoices, it's quite clear. We discovered that, yes, that whatever little CS, et cetera, was sidecar stuff, which Steve was mentioning, and see, there's no sidecar scratches. There's no sidecar scratches down here. This bike's never had a sidecar mount to it. But it's a sidecar commercial bike because his police department was ordering sidecar rigs. And he says, yeah, man, I'll take one too. So he was the captain, he was the lieutenant, he paid off the purchasing agent. We'll probably never find out. But we're supposed to get the original bill of sale. Hopefully Stefan will find it. But it came with the bike. And I'm not going to speak any more of her oral history until tomorrow. I'm going to let her tell it. But this is what we see from the bike. It was a police unit that was a personal wheel. We can tell that because we got custom paint on the oil tank. The police department would never put this custom paint on the oil tank, but that's factory paint. It measures out perfectly as factory paint. It is original paint. The headlight, well, hello, no, the headlight got replaced. The horn got replaced. Well, how did that get there? We've got an early bike prior to the welding. We're going to get to that in a minute. What we have is a deluxe equipment, $32 for deluxe. So we got a chrome dash. We got the deluxe strips on the top of the fenders. Then we got a chrome rear stand. We got chrome. See the chrome on the rear stand here? We got a chrome rear stand. We got chrome on the crash bars. It's a deluxe bike with a deluxe buddy seat, right? And then you put spotlights on it after the fact, but your early headlight and your early horn has the early headlight mount, has the early horn mount. Your early headlight and horn were weak. They broke. Look at Greenie. That was a loving, cared for bike. Remember Greenie over here? Everybody's whining about the horn and this and that. This bike was beautifully taken care of, but the horn broke. Because they were weak, they broke. That's why 9-bolt horns are rare. They broke. That's why the early headlights are rare. The early, it's a 36 headlight. No. The early headlight with the internal ground was used all the way to 42, guys. That's what it came with. But they broke. So a lot of your early bikes, like my beautiful 38 over there, now have another later headlight because the original headlight broke because they were weak. So the headlight broke, the horn broke. He probably got tired of replacing these junk cycle rays and tossing them across the compound and put on this beefy, massive horn system and a much heavier duty moto lamp headlight than the early cycle ray because he got tired of replacing them. So he painted it to match at a later date. The bike was found like this, so it'll stay like this. I'm not going to correct it. This is how the original owner rode it. So I'm going to leave this bike like this and get it running. And as long as it'll run and run good, we're going to leave it like this. If we ever tear it down and clean it up, then she's going to be, oh my God, wow. And at that point in time, any of the chrome stuff, I'll replace with as nice of original stuff as I can. Whether it's NOS or near NOS, because the paint would just come out just, whoa. So this is, as I've mentioned before in some of these videos, these are the only set of colored grips like this I've ever seen. I always knew they made them. The boys told me they made them back when they were alive. I've never seen another set of color grips of this style, of the war style grips. So we do have the little cool green running lights back here. And it does have the 40, 41, 42 deluxe buddy seat style. It still has the jewelry here. The seat's kind of rough. I'll find another seat with better shape and put on it at some point. So I've just got some shovel head gas caps on it right now because we got the gas caps, as you saw in the video, being cleaned. So the Speedo's busted, obviously. Who knows how many miles are on it. It could be a high mile bike and totally wore out. It does kick through. The shifter goes through fine. Now come on over here. What we have here on this lovely machine is a busted fin. Right here. So a buddy of mine, who I knew had this head, who I got the other set of NOS heads from, and I didn't tell him why I wanted it. I said, come on over, we'll do some trading. So just today, I was able to pick up his last NOS head that he's willing to admit to, at least. Right here. New old stock. Somebody has taken out the other lower tin at one point, but it's brand new. It's never been run. And if we ever pull this lovely bike down, now I've got an original paint NOS head for it. Because I don't want to have a repaired fin at that point. So the head will go on the shelf until whenever, and it'll be there when it's needed. So there we have it. We have a one of 107 42F, and most likely the only purposely ordered civilian commercial sidecar bike ordered that year. Chances of another one showing up is extremely rare. When the doctor found it in the picture that I'm supposed to get, you could tell it was brand new, absolutely brand new condition. So the doctor found essentially a 30-year-old brand new condition bike that somebody lovingly cared for. And the oral history I'm hoping to be able to talk about on video tomorrow will confirm on her end. We'll let her tell it, everything I've told you now. So this is the rarest of the rare of the 41 to 46 models. You're not going to find another one. You'll find another red bike that looks like it. But this here, on a collector standpoint, it doesn't get any better. So for those of you who follow the auction, I paid a premium. Now you know why. Because I can't replace it for any amount of money. You can get another red knucklehead that looks kind of like it. I've passed on them for half the price. Running. Original paint for half the price. But this here is the wow. Oh my God. Once you realize what it is. Most people walk up and go, that's a 46. They did it at Rhinebeck. Guy said, no knuckleheads. And I called him up later and says, you didn't notice what that bike was, did you? And you don't, because you just assume it's a 46 because it's got the stripes on the tank and all that. Until you start looking at it and go, whoa, what's up with this bike? So I'm ecstatic. I've got it. The bike's name is Champ. That was named by the doctor or possibly the original owner. I don't know. So
no name change.
Yeah, I'm not going to change the name. That's his name. I knew he was a boy. He has a boy feel. They have spirits. You can feel them. And the strangest thing, this bike here, out of all the bikes I've ever gotten, it's always been, wow, the new feel of the new bike. This bike does not have that feel. It's like it's always been here and waiting to come here. Champ does not feel like a new bike. Champ feels like I've always had this bike. I've never had that feeling before of another bike, so that's really incredible. So I hope you guys really enjoy the videos, and I will see you on the next one. And everything I do to this one, as I do with Greenie and the 38, I will be taking videos of. So we'll be repeating a lot of the same stuff because we have to go through the same process, but you get to see the adventure as we do it. See you guys in the next video.